It's the Mom Show, and I'm Kristin Cruz. This is Renee Powers.
Hi, guys.
We have this great series that we're doing right now called Bosses and Babies, and we're really focusing on small businesses here in the Santa Clarita Valley. But this is information that anyone can use anywhere that wants to level up their business, get their brand on point, and learn a little bit about how to make more money, get more customers, bring people to you, and just kind of like really learn how to reach out in new ways that maybe you haven't thought about before.
Yes.
Whether it's through social media, whether it's through some of these groups that we have on Facebook.
Networking events.
Events. We're going to help you reach out and level up. And today we've got Dr. Polucki in studio with us in the Mom Show studios. How are you?
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Hi.
We are so excited to have you. You're a tough guy to nail down, let me tell you.
I don't know. I guess we talked like 8 months ago.
Busy. Yeah, he's like, I can pencil you in.
Next year, 2019.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Well, he's very busy because he's one of the most trusted chiropractors here in the Santa Clarita Valley and has been for a long time. He has a brick and mortar here that he runs, and he offers so much more than just chiropractic work. As moms, we want wellness. We want to feel better.
I actually only came because my back was hurting and I need a crack.
See?
That's why I'm here today, guys.
The thing is, we don't crack. No.
See,
no.
I'm learning
hey,
something already.
There you
That's
go.
right.
Yeah, so we found that, first of all, most people don't like getting cracked.
Yeah,
No.
crack is bad.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Crack is bad.
crack is
Crack
bad,
is bad.
okay?
Crack is bad.
But more than 80% of people will stay away from chiropractic altogether just because they don't want that
It's
stuff.
scary.
It's scary.
Yeah, and then we get none of the benefits 'cause we
including
don't
me.
go.
I'm like, I
don't wanna crack
I
you.
won't have that
Yeah.
done. I wouldn't have that done. So I've spent the past nearly 30 years perfecting a way to get better results consistently and not having to scare the hell out of people. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally. It's a
Totally
podcast.
okay.
Knock yourself out.
And you're talking with me, so.
Oh, yeah, watch out. We've got
watch
the dump
out.
button ready
Yeah,
for
I
her
was
at
like,
all times.
we
Like,
do.
Cody's like, is
Like-
there a delay? Do we have a delay? Okay, yes. But it's true. It is.
Yeah, so just relief, relaxation, and restoration of balance and energy
we go
without any of the drama. No nonsense. That's my whole
No
thing.
baby mama drama.
No baby
Yeah.
mama drama.
I
There you
like
go.
that.
So you said 30-something years.
Yeah.
Aren't you
That's
like
impossible.
34?
Yeah,
I wish.
exactly.
Yeah, how do you
Yeah.
look like this?
Yeah, how, is this part
he's
of your
like
practice?
glowing.
I practice what I preach, absolutely. So it's
need to see
partially
him.
diet, it's partially exercise,
Yeah.
it's definitely supplementation. I have my own product line. It is some of the technologies that we have at the office.
Oh my
We
gosh.
have, well, I'm just going to use the brand names because that's what people are familiar with. They're
Right.
not
They'll
familiar
know,
with the
yeah.
technology, but
Right.
I have to make the disclaimer, we're not part of any of these franchises.
Okay.
So we're able to offer these services at a fraction of the franchise
Yeah, I was going to
price.
say, that's probably better for us consumers. right?
Absolutely, because
Okay.
the franchises are just stupid expensive.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
people might have heard of Cool Sculpting.
Yes.
Okay, our version of it is Lipo Freeze. Same technology, but a fraction of the price.
Freeze it all.
Yeah, freeze the fat
Take
for
it off.
good.
Yes.
It's a permanent fat reduction.
Okay.
It doesn't come back, and it's about 20% of the fat that the skin fat, the back fat, the belly fat, that no matter how much you exercise, no matter how much you diet, is
It's not
just
gonna go away.
resistant to all that stuff. We call it super fat.
Super fat.
So who's a good candidate for this?
As long as you can pinch it,
Okay.
you're a good candidate.
Not a problem.
So
My whole body's, my whole body's going in.
right. That's the stuff that this stuff works on, and that's the stuff that drives like gym rats
Oh, yeah.
and moms crazy because no matter how
You're
much they
working so
torture
hard, yeah.
themselves, they can't touch this stuff, and they think, oh, I gotta go get surgery, I gotta go do lipo, This is the answer.
You know, I had a personal trainer for many years, and she was gorgeous, and her body was perfect, and I was working out so hard, and I had this thing with my thighs that I just couldn't get this, this inside thighs, and she goes, I'm going to be honest with you. This woman, she goes, I had lipo on the inside of my thighs, and I was like, you fraud.
Well, that's the thing. Most of my customers that look amazing, they all tell me, they're like, this is
Yes.
Botox, this is lipo, this is surgery, and I'm like, anything to not go under the knife.
It's a little bit of
Right.
For
help.
me, like, I would rather go, and plus supporting a small business and,
Yeah. Exactly.
freeze me. Let's freeze.
Well, that's only part of the story.
Okay.
The other side is we use a non-surgical facelift that uses ultrasound, and there's no laser like that's scary, like you've just been in a car accident, look for a week, or a really bad sunburn.
Yeah.
They found out quite a while ago that you don't have to burn off the surface layer of the skin to get rid of wrinkles. All you have to do is heat up the undersurface of the skin, and ultrasound, the stuff we use on babies. If it's safe enough, if it's safe enough to use on babies, it's safe enough to use on your wrinkles.
That's a good way of putting it.
And it works. It absolutely works.
That's always what scared people, I think. It scared me, and I've actually been to doctors who I mean, as a radio personality, I've tried a lot of different doctors, and a lot of different products have come across my desk, and that's just part of the job.
Yeah.
But I also had to do a lot of assignments and appearances, so I couldn't have that like 3-week downtime where I had the super red puffy weird face.
So check this. No downtime. And with this technology, it's instant results. Now, okay, so here's how it works. It stimulates your skin to make new collagen. Like after 35, you pretty much stop making collagen. That's what gives skin its structure. That's why after 45 or so, because you're not making any new collagen and stress just breaks down the collagen structure that you do have, you start getting the sagging, you start getting the wrinkles, you start getting all this. And up until now, the answer has either been get a facelift or put injectables in or do all kinds of stuff. It's not necessary anymore. And even though it does take 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 weeks for the collagen to show up, the actual process itself stimulates a process in your skin that plumps it up almost instantaneously.
So women will go in for this procedure day one and come out and feel like there's something going on.
There's something going on. The collagen isn't there yet, but just because they were exposed to the process, their skin already looks better almost instantaneously.
And how long does a session take for that?
That's the crazy thing. That this takes like a couple of minutes. I can do my eyes in like 3 minutes.
Let's go.
Hold on, because I was just about to tell you, like, look,
I worked on my eyes this morning for like 14
with
minutes
under eye cover up.
Yeah.
Oh, because we don't have a lot of time. That's one of the biggest drawbacks of being.
And because we're all under one roof, we can put you on a diet that's guaranteed to lose at least 15 pounds in 6 weeks. Some people have lost 15 pounds in the first 3 weeks. 15 pounds in 6 weeks. Do the lipo-freeze, the permanent fat reduction on the trouble areas that don't respond in the thighs, in the back, in the belly, under the arms, under the chin, and do the non-surgical facelift all at the same time. So like within 45 minutes, you've got a complete makeover and a plan to keep it that way for the rest of your life.
I normally don't not know what to say.
I know, we're both like, what are we doing at 1 o'clock?
Can I tell you guys, and I am all about, I am an open book on the radio. It's been too many years now. I'm just like, spill it. I have had traditional lipo. I have had invasive traditional lipo. And if
Did you have a good result?
Yes and no.
Yeah, it took a while for you to answer.
Yeah.
See, that's just it.
Yeah.
It's usually something like that.
Yeah.
Unless you're really fortunate. Yeah, unless you're really fortunate, there is some. Know, I like this, but I didn't like this kind of stuff.
Right.
There's none of that with this.
And I can tell you that going through with the actual procedure is not a walk in the park either.
No.
It's it's a whole thing. I mean, it's invasive.
You feel like
surgery.
You got cramps for weeks.
I'm telling you. And I had like this face mask. I looked like I was going to rob a bank. I was wearing this thing for like weeks. This strap thing under my chin,
and to make it worthwhile.
To pay for it.
Yeah, to pay for it.
And I had a wrap, and I have to say, the results worked, but all of that I had to go through, and then I did have another baby, and then that was a whole nother thing, and there was scar tissue, and internally, and so there are a lot of things to think about. So if we don't have to go in and be invasive like that to our bodies, that's something we should we owe it to ourselves to check it out.
Well, and they don't tell you either all the extra Thanks.
Yeah. Well, and the same thing with these procedures. When you deal with the franchise, because it's astronomically expensive to be part of these franchises, they have to pass along that price to you. When you're working outside of the franchise with the exact same technology,
Right.
you can get the procedure done properly, because these things require some repeat work.
Sure.
Even a great cryolipolysis is the technology. Let's just call it cool sculpt. Even a great cool sculpting session, and the best case scenario is going to reduce 20% of the fat that is exposed in that area. That may not even show from the outside for some people.
Right.
But if you go back and a couple weeks later, you treat that same area again, then that's 20% of whatever's remaining. You go back a couple weeks later, knock down another 20%, go back a couple weeks later, knock down, and it's nearly the same price to get the entire process done in my office as one treatment in the franchise.
This is so insane. What I like about what you do, and again, you can go to drpolucki.com to find out more.
How do you spell that?
Polucki.com.
Okay, perfect.
And it's all under one roof.
Yeah.
For me,
I am running 3 corporations and 5 businesses
Bless your heart.
in 800 square feet.
how do you do that?
Where is it? Where's the location?
Right up on Peachland.
Oh, okay, so right down the way here.
By the across the hallway from the Valencia Pharmacy.
Oh, okay, perfect.
It's a great location. Super easy to get to. But you go online and see all of the things that are offered under one roof. It is a dream for busy moms, especially because I am always running all over town. And even if it's just to get deals, like I'm at Target for one thing, I go to Aldi for another thing, I got to go to Vons for another thing, hit Costco. So you're all over the place. And that it's all under one roof is great. How did you come up with that? Because did you see that we started to need more things that weren't available?
Every single thing that I got involved with over the past 30 years has been by necessity. I was going, 34 years ago, I was testing for Johns Hopkins Medical School, and I just got trashed and wound up in a chiropractor's office, and that's the short story. A few steps forward, within 3 months, I'm off all my lifelong medications. I'm healthy for the first time in my life, and I have to have the discussion with my medical family that, guess what? I'm turning down the Johns Hopkins deal.
Oh, my God.
And that didn't go over real well.
Right.
But here's the thing. The sad side of this story, I'm the only surviving male in my family, so I think I made the right choice.
Oh, my God.
And I would give anything to have one more conversation to try to convince my brother, my father, my uncle, listen, I'm on to something here that you're just not going to find when you ask your doctor. You're not going to get that off of a television ad for the next wonder drug that winds up the next year's class action suit. And that's just the way it is. The profession, the healthcare profession, has become so top heavy. Whenever I start throwing out statistics, I know it goes over most people's head, but the reality is we're doing a horrible job of keeping our population healthy in this country.
Yeah,
There's
U.S. medical. Ugh,
there's
horrible.
nearly 50 countries that do a better job of. I can't name 50 countries off the top of my head.
No, but Mexico and I have friends all going to Mexico, and they say the hospitals there are insanely cleaner, so much more. Literally, and I've seen pictures, and just like so much more organized, and they're not pushing drugs down your throat.
Yikes.
I mean, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's awesome. So anyway, one-stop shop for anything short of drugs or surgery, we handle.
Dr. Polucki on the Mom Show, as we're talking bosses and babies, it's a combination, I feel, of what you do is really kind of reaching into the past of what's worked for thousands of years for us humans before technology was here, before infomercials took over, and then kind of looking to the future with the latest technology, and where they meet is at Dr. Polucki's office.
I love that.
I do too.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything you do. Okay, we had a question from a girlfriend of mine on Instagram, and she has 2 little kids, and she's looking to get pregnant again. So should she wait until after she has her next kid to do this?
No, absolutely not. We do prenatal a lot.
Really?
And yeah. I didn't run the ad, but I was going to, local chiropractor gets women pregnant.
Yes!
So, yes, we're not allowed to talk about fertility. It is verboten. Like, we're not allowed to say that we can help people with that.
Okay.
But
I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
The secret.
Absolutely. You get stress out of the body, and you're going to have a much better time.
That's a big thing too. Infertility right now I think has never been higher than before, and both of my children are in vitro children. But I know that women have had a hard time getting pregnant and found that literally once they take a vacation, or right, get out of town and relax and stop thinking about it, you get pregnant.
So
kind of
true.
one of those things. But it is mind, body, wellness. You got to take care of it all together. You can't just treat one and not the other.
Right.
That's not how it's going to work, right? Okay, and then I have another quick question for you.
Go.
So it's all under one roof. We've got some of the procedures that you offer, some of the care that you offer, which sounds incredible. The no downtime, short visit type of stuff that makes big differences happen on our bodies. I love all of that. Now, as far as the takeaway, when we go home and we don't have Dr. Polucki sitting next to us, which is sad, what do we do then? Do you have a plan for us to eat, to work out, to drink aloe vera water? I don't know. What do we do?
Yeah, what's your tip?
Absolutely. So, a takeaway tip.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, nutrition, all of that stuff is a very unique process. There is not a one size fits all. I'm vegetarian. I've got no business being vegetarian. My genotype is such that I should be eating like organ meat for every meal.
What? Really?
But for
Wow.
ethical reasons, I'm a vegetarian, and it's a lot of work. I did it horribly wrong for the first 10 years.
I think most people do.
Got nearly 50 pounds overweight.
Yep.
And then had
That's what happened to me.
had to work it all back off again, and tortured myself for years with diet and exercise until I figured out the way things really work, and that nutrition is really a very individual thing. An exercise program is really a very individual thing, and anybody saying, well, this is going to have the same result for everybody
Not
just
true.
doesn't understand the way things work. So an exercise that might be good for you might not be good for you, wouldn't work at all for me, and could actually hurt me. And it goes around and around like that. I can't tell you how many people come into my office who got on these challenges in their local gym, and they get cranked, they get really hurt badly, not just physically, but metabolically as well. And then you're
it's not
fighting
realistic.
then you're fighting that issue. You're having to rehabilitate the whole system, not just the injury. So we make sure that is going to work for you. Obviously, drink a lot more water. Coffee and tea don't count because caffeine
I
is
suck at water.
kind of not so good for you.
That's my new book. I suck at water.
No, it's literally when I lost all my weight. I didn't drink coffee for 14 months. No coffee, no tea, no alcohol, and
Just
I
chugged
lost
water.
Yep. As soon as I started bringing it back in, everything slowed down.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Caffeine's
the
a
way it works.
diuretic, and
That's the
you're
way
not
it
going to
works.
lose
Oh, see?
Sorry.
like you
Dr.
think.
Polucki's got to go.
Yeah, I do.
Look
I
at
actually
it.
do.
Went off.
So when are we doing Mom's Night In with
Yes!
Dr. Thomas
Yeah.
at the office?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'm
Santa
in the
Clarita Moms.
office Monday through Thursday.
What about
Okay.
Friday
From
nights?
12:30 to 7.
Yeah, what
well,
nights
we
are
can
you
have an
available?
event. We can
Yeah.
have an event,
Oh
certainly.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Can we?
So
Because I got to tell
fun.
you, when I went in there and I was in like a closed door, I think it was with your nurse, and we went over a lot of things. Like we went over how my fat feels, which is
Yeah.
awesome. And kind of what my schedule is and what my background is and how I mean, it was really, I felt like I was going to get accustomed customized plan that was just for me, that works for me. And that's what I need. I can't, all of the step classes and the cardio things and I'm in a room of 30 people. I feel like an idiot. I'm doing it wrong at the gym. All of those things, like, it hasn't worked. And I don't think I'm the only one.
No.
I need something more specific for my lifestyle, something that's realistic that I can keep up with and allow it to work.
I'll tell you, I'm down to 15 minutes of sweat a day. That's all it takes for the overwhelming majority of people. 15 minutes of sweat a day, and you'll be in the best shape of your life. It can take different people a different length of time to get there. That's just the way things work.
Right.
But if you're doing anything more than that, you're probably undermining your progress.
Dr. Polucki says things that I love to hear. That is my takeaway from Dr. Polucki. From melding the past of what has worked for our bodies naturally for so many hundreds of years with the top future technologies that science has given us. Dr. Polucki does it all. You got to go to drpolucki.com. I just love his energy and his vibe. You should be on television. He's so good looking. Whatever you're having, I'll have what he's having.
I can't wait
type of thing.
I can't wait to freeze dance with him.
I know.
Yeah.
Freeze dance.
Let's freeze dance with Dr. Thomas.
We're going to set up a party, girls.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
figure
telling
this
you.
out. I promise. They're all jealous right now that we're sitting right here and getting all. I'm glad we could share this information with you, though. This is important stuff. And thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here.
Thank you.
I've heard so many wonderful things about you from Jerry and just everybody around town. So thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Really
It's been
appreciate
a pleasure.
it. We'll see you again soon. Stay here because we have marketing expert Laura Stotland from South Bay Mommies and Daddies going to share about how small businesses like Dr. Polucki's business, will need a certain kind of marketing that only the gurus can give you, and we've got them actually here. So we're going to send you
wait to hear this.
some really insightful messaging that's going to help you with your business leveling up next on Bosses and Babies from The Mom Show here on your hometown station, KHTS.
The city of Santa Clarita has so much going on this year. Be on the lookout for amazing events happening throughout the year, including the Cowboy Festival, concerts in the park, Thursdays at New Hall, and the Santa Clarita Marathon. There are also a number of fun activities and things to do year-round, including outdoor recreation, hiking and bike trails, adult classes, art exhibits, youth sports programs, and more. You can even sign up to be a volunteer. Learn more at santa-clarita.com.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is your official Santa Clarita Dodger station. You can catch all evening games right here on your hometown station. For all the latest news and updates on your Los Angeles Dodgers, KHTS has you covered. Go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
The Santa Clarita Artists Association has a new gallery in downtown Newhall on 6th Street between Main and Railroad, right across from the Canyon Theater Guild. The gallery features our members' paintings, sculptures, and one-of-a-kind handcrafted gift items. Whether you're an art lover, buyer, or an artist wishing to join, visit our website at santaclaritaartist.org, come to our free monthly meetings at Barnes & Noble, or stop by the gallery. For upcoming events and exhibits, check us out at santaclaritaartist.org. We make visual art visible.
If you're in danger of losing your home to foreclosure, you need an expert. Hi, I'm Rich Sherman with Alta Realty. I've helped hundreds of Santa Clarita residents save their homes completely for free. I've got just over 20 years experience and a loan modification success rate of over 80%. I can negotiate better terms with your bank and I can save your home from foreclosure. And again, we do this completely for free. So if you're in any danger, please call me today at 661-714-1400. That number again is 661-714-1400. I'm Rich Sherman with Alta Realty, and I'll be happy to help you save your home for free.
Hey there, I'm Tori with your hometown station weather. Partly cloudy today with a high of 98 degrees, clear overnight, and a low of 72. More of the same most of the week with temperatures almost touching 100. For all that's going on in the Santa Clarita Valley, check us out on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, or download the free app, or just go to hometownstation.com.
This is The Mom Show Special Edition. It's Bosses and Babies with Renee Powers. Hi.
Hi, guys.
And Kristin Cruz, that's me, your host. We are so excited to bring you this kind of insightful information. It is blowing up on Instagram.
Totally
My friends
blowing up.
are so excited about it. We both kind of work in the mom influencer space, which means, and I know the word influencer gets thrown around so much. It's
Everyone's
kind of annoying.
an influencer now.
Everyone is, and if you Google it, you'll just read a bunch of New York Times articles about how influencers don't mean anything, which is really annoying. But
because some are so legit and work so hard
Yes.
to build that name, and then
Yes.
some like put on a hat and take a picture and say that they
call themselves by 100,000 followers.
Yeah,
and call themselves an influencer when they have no comments and no likes. So what we do is we kind of work in these circles of women who all are like-minded. Whatever we are specifically doing, the like-minded goal is that we want to just level up. We want to get our business to the next level, our brand to the next level, our brick and mortar to the next level, our Etsy store to the next level, whatever it may be. Moms hustle like nobody else. I used to work in hip hop, music videos. I was an executive in the music industry at Priority Records. I produced tons of music videos for artists, and I worked my booty off in the music industry, only to be rivaled by the way that moms hustle in the mom industry. I'm not kidding. It is
so true.
It's so innovative, and they're so smart, and it's something that you should be learning from.
Yep.
Basically, no matter who you are, because there's a whole world happening, a whole underground of this mom community that's making waves. On the phone with us today, we have a marketing expert, Laura Stotland, who's from Stotland Marketing and also started South Bay Mommies and Daddies, which has grown exponentially over the last year. Joining us on the show. Hey, Laura, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you guys?
We're great. Also, may I add, mom of two, and the latest little lady is so teensy. How old's your daughter?
She's almost 7 months. It's crazy.
7
So
months.
fast.
Oh my gosh.
7 months.
It's so cute. When I post the recap of the show, I'm going to post that picture that I took of you when we were at the cooking lesson. It's one of my favorite pictures.
Aww.
So cute. She's so beautiful. This little girl is just steals your heart. And then, of course, her
Thank
son,
you.
David. You're welcome. I love your family. And she, Laura really understands what families need. And I think that it's kind of how, that's how South Bay Mommies and Daddies sprung up. There was a need. There was an empty space that needed to be filled. And with your expertise and your background in marketing in the entertainment industry for so many years, I think you were able to see that.
Yep, fill the gap.
And then fill the gap. And I think that I'm starting to see a formula, with these business rock stars of, no pun intended, formula of moms, being able to see what's lacking in this space for families or for mothers, and then being able to create a way to fill it. I think you probably did the same thing, Renee, with your store.
There was no cloth diaper store in Los Angeles, around Los Angeles, so I needed it.
Yeah, and that's how Earth Baby happened.
Yep.
So you made it.
Yep.
So that's kind of the same thing with, I'm assuming, that happens with a lot of these different businesses that we hear about. But I think that's actually the key to success. But I have a big question for you, Laura, and I've known Laura for years, so this is fun for me too, on a special level, because I know how darn smart you are.
Oh, thank you.
Right now in the world, marketing is crazy. The word's thrown out so much all over the place that I'm not actually sure we actually understand what marketing is today. Can you break it down for me? Because you're in it every day. It's what you do. What is marketing?
So I think fundamentally marketing is getting the word out about your business, right? You need to get people, whether you are an online business, a brick and mortar, whatever you are selling, you need to get the word out about that. Because if people don't know about you, then how are you going to sell to them? So marketing, what is marketing? I mean, there's so many different variations of marketing. There's grassroots marketing, there's digital marketing, social media marketing. I can go on and on. Lots of different ways to market, but I think fundamentally it's just getting the word out about your business.
Now, I know I've seen it in the radio industry change in entertainment. When it used to be, we'd spend our ad dollars, because I've spent a decade in a radio station, right? So and working closely with our sales teams on huge corporate entertainment levels. So what I've seen is that we actually had advertisers talking to us about their spending budgets. They would spend X amount of dollars on newspaper ads, magazine ads, billboards, as I come from Clear Channel, which is the biggest outdoor advertising company in the world. Billboards was a big thing, but those were, always the top 3 or 4 ways to get the word out about it. Flyers, things like that. But now it's much more sophisticated.
Oh, yeah.
Some say sophisticated, some say complicated.
Yeah, it is very complicated.
Yes.
And it very much depends on your business and who you're trying to reach. Are you trying to reach, are you a local brick and mortar where you're trying to reach, a 5-mile radius of a very specific demographic like moms? Or are you a national brand, or are you an online brand where you can service customers anywhere? Depending on what your business is will depend greatly on what your outreach is going to be. So, if you are a local pizza store in a local town, doing billboards is not going to make sense for you, and it's going to be really expensive. So it's really important to kind of find the right kind of marketing for your business.
So everybody's going to have a different target market. How do you know? How do you know that you're reaching to the right market when it comes to social media and digital marketing? And if you're reaching to the wrong market, is that going to do anything for your business?
I think it depends, and I feel like there's a lot of depends in there. There's not a black and white answer to a lot of these questions. Yeah. But one of the great things that we have about online and digital marketing is we have these great tools of analytics, which can actually, everybody can put Google Analytics on their website, and I highly recommend, if you don't have it, or even if you do have it and you're not paying attention to it, pay attention to it, because it will tell you who's going to your website, who's already interested in your product. Same with Facebook. Facebook will tell you who's clicking on your Facebook page, who's engaging with you, who are your followers. Are they male? Are they female? Are they between the ages of 30 and 45? Are they between the ages of 18 and 25? Those are really important key factors in figuring out how you're going to market, because when you're marketing to different groups, you're doing different kinds of marketing. So knowing who your audience is, of course, is so super important. I know with a store like yours, you know that you're targeting moms. Yeah. So that one's kind of, that's
moms,
pretty
dads,
obvious.
Grandparents.
Right.
Caretakers.
Caretakers, exactly. Families. But I feel like I've spent so much on ads, and literally it's done nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
So
on
I don't know.
Facebook ads or
yeah,
on,
and
like...
so that's so let's ask a real question here. Facebook or Instagram?
The age-old question.
I know.
It's tricky because Instagram is kind of the flashy thing right now, right? And I think there's a lot of action happening on Instagram, and Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, is bringing a lot more exciting tools into play that are really helping marketers, right? It seems like now every week that they're releasing a new update that has something new that's going to help with marketing. However, and I know that there's that, Facebook, people are leaving Facebook, and Facebook still has the numbers. They still have a lot of people on Facebook, and I will tell you, those Facebook groups are amazing. I run several of them myself for different topics, and they function very differently than Facebook pages. So
I think they're better.
I really think both are important.
Well,
both are important for different reasons.
Last week I met someone who does marketing on the side, and he told me that Pinterest is really blowing up. I don't know if you've heard that.
Pinterest has actually been it's always been really important. It actually is one of the biggest drivers to websites because you're linking up pages, and it works like an SEO, search engine optimization. So it is driving a lot of traffic, and I wouldn't say that it's just starting to blow up. I think it's always been a great resource.
I think people are just now really realizing it's there and it's important. Like, I knew nothing about it. Like, I just got recipes on it, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And so
it's a little addictive, that site.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, you can go down the rabbit hole fast. But what I like about Pinterest, and for me personally, coming from a soft rock radio background, right? My demo has always been 35 to 54-year-old women. And if I look at the numbers, they're on Facebook. They're not on Twitter. They're not on Instagram. Sometimes they're on Pinterest. And that's really it for me. So I think it's important to know what your demographic is, and first of all, and where they go to get their information.
Absolutely.
And then what they're going there for. Because when I go to Pinterest or when I go to Amazon, I have my credit card out already. Like, I'm ready to shop. So if that's why I'm going there, then I'm ready to buy. I'm already halfway there. You've got me already halfway to your store, to your register. Yeah. So I'm, but if I'm going to Twitter, I'm actually probably not shopping that day. I'm going to Twitter to get some news or to connect with a celebrity or weigh in with my, my quote of the day. That's your not going to help your business. Yeah, right.
Meme of the
day. Absolutely.
So is that something that you take into consideration too? Like the groups. Talk to us more about the groups. Why do people go to the groups? What are they doing when they go to those?
A group is a community, right? It's a group of people that are interested in a like-minded thing. So, for example, we have a couple of groups here in the South Bay for moms and dads. One is specifically about what's happening around town. So they can go to that group and learn, like, whether it's a Mommy and Me class or a happening down at the pier or whatever it is, and then they can say, hey, I'm looking for something to do with my 4-year-old this afternoon. Does anybody know? And people are going to help that person find something to do. It's more of a village than a Facebook page that's pushing out information that, yes, is supposed to be engaging. They may ask a question or whatnot, but I feel like a group is like kind of a new forum. It's a way to connect with people, and I know I've actually met a lot of wonderful people through the groups and have gotten to know them, and those relationships have actually come off of digital media and into real life. I know that's a crazy thing, but it's more of a community.
That's true. That's how we met each other.
Yeah, in a group.
It's like, it's the new way of meeting people.
And
for sure.
Let me say this, and Laura knows this. I'm just saying that something. She's actually you're probably the one that told me. When Mark Zuckerberg talks, you listen, right? So when Facebook came out and said our new focus is groups, and they announced that they were shifting what they were doing to groups, then as a business owner, that's probably something you should pay attention to.
Have your own group.
Right?
Definitely.
Laura Stotland is on the phone with us on the Mom Show. Sorry to cut you off real quick. Stotland Marketing. And if you're in the South Bay Mommies and Daddies is a great place to go if you are a mommy or a daddy. But if you have a small business, she also has a South Bay small business marketing group, and you can actually go in there if you're a business owner. You have to qualify. You have to answer some questions. Not just anybody gets to come in. But there are challenges as a local business owner, and everybody has them. And it's just she's created a safe space to really talk about that and find some camaraderie. And it's similar to the group that Renee set up for Santa Clarita Valley small businesses. Actually,
it's really helpful.
It's really helpful. It's like if you can't get out and socialize, at least do it on Facebook. Talk to your colleagues and your neighbors and see what's going on.
It's like a good place to go that you can just say how you're feeling, ask for advice. I know sometimes I even post in my group, like, I'm not feeling motivated. I've lost my steam. Like, how do you guys get back in the game? And people have given me some actually, some good solutions that have helped. And these are the people that live, close to your everyday life, and they pretty much have all said and feel the same way at different times. And so it's nice to connect with people that really understand what you're doing, because the average person doesn't understand a small business and what it takes and what goes into it. And it's way more than blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
It's vodka and other things added in.
So, Laura, I want to ask you what's the modern way that business owners and brands need to start thinking about marketing in today's world? That's different than what it used to be. If you're talking to Renee, who's a brick and mortar small business owner, who also I think is a guru at marketing, but
I try.
If you're talking to a small business owner, then what is it that's different in the way that they should be thinking about marketing in today's world than they used to?
Well, I think there's a few things. One, I think you're going to have to test and try things, and making sure that you're following it to see, is this working, is this not working, can this be improved? Because it's not everything is going to work for everybody. And I've heard from a lot of business owners, like, they love Yelp. Like, Yelp is is great for their business and, for advertising, and they will spend money on Yelp and it will drive traffic to their business. But maybe that's not in, that works great in the South Bay, but that might not work great in a different city or different area where there's not as many active Yelp users. You just have to kind of, what works for one person won't necessarily work for another. So I think testing things out is really important, and just really kind of understanding, watching those analytics. They're so important to kind of see, are you targeting the right person? Are you reaching that person? How can you shift things? Maybe the ad offer wasn't great, maybe trying a different ad offer, or finding things that work really well and just keep doing those. I think that's important. And then also, as far as being online, groups, as we've said, are really important. But being part of groups, we have several groups here in the South Bay, and we have people that are just really part of the group, meaning they really are engaging. Somebody offers up a question, they answer it, or they offer support that's related or not related to their business. And what they're doing is they're helping to support that community, and it's more organic that people will figure out, oh, this person runs this pizza shop or this baby boutique or whatever, and you're going to have a better relationship with that person, and you're going to want to support that person, I feel like. Whereas if you're just coming to the group to push out, oh, we have a sale or come to our location, and it's all about you, that's actually going to do the opposite, and that's going to kind of leave a bad taste in people's mouths, and they're not going to want to go visit you. They're not going to want to send business your way. So I think, making sure that you are giving back to your community and being, giving as much as you're receiving is so super important.
I think it's easier for business owners and brands and people like myself to just throw out an ad on Facebook and just like, that part's fun. Like, oh, I'm going to make an ad. And, like you buy your little thing and you throw it out there and you're like, yay. That part's fun. The part of following up, reading analytics, seeing if it worked, seeing what your ROI was. Did you have any ROI, return on investment? How far did your dollar go? How many pennies a day per click, per buy did you spend? That's what I hear you bringing up, Laura, is the checking up and following up part. And that's the part that sucks, that I don't want to do. And
the not fun part.
The not fun part.
But you got to do it, just like you don't want to go to that annual physical with your doctor. You don't want to go to the dentist. You don't want to. But in order for your body to be healthy, you have to do these things, right?
You look like Dr. Polucki.
Yeah, it depends on what he looks like, because sometimes I like to go.
Renee, that's another show.
You said he was good looking.
Topic.
She said he was good looking first.
He's a good looking man. Yeah. But he's okay. He's a perfect
That's
example.
Why you wanted to sit in the middle today.
I just wanted some of like whatever he's doing to rub off on me. I'm telling you, Laura.
Out.
Wow. Well, he's a perfect example, actually. He has a local business, and by using the professionals through KHTS marketing, like if you Google Dr. Polucki, he comes up,
so much.
Boom, right on the top of that Google page. But that's because they
know what they're doing.
And just like Laura knows what she's doing, where they will go back and track those analytics and open those up.
They understand it. The average person like me, I've had my business 6 years. I look at it and I'm like, let's not speak Japanese, because I don't understand it
I don't
at
get
all.
it. Google AdSense or whatever and all these different things. I'm like, I can't make it stick.
Send help.
It won't work. Send wine.
Send help. Send vodka. Yeah.
So there is this magical place called YouTube. And they actually have, so if you Google some of this stuff, and you have to kind of shuffle through some of the videos and whatnot, but there are so many great tutorials out there that will put it together in 3 to 5 minutes, like how to read your Facebook analytics. Even Facebook has a YouTube page, believe it or not, and they have some wonderful videos on there to utilizing Facebook. Yeah, of course, they want you to be able to use their platform better.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so, those tools are really important. And, yes, to be an expert, you have to keep at it. You have to learn. But there's enough resources that I think that you can go in there and watch a couple of tutorials and have enough knowledge that you can at least kind of start to digest who's coming to you and who you should be targeting and those sort of things.
Laura Stotland breaking it down for us here on the Mom Show with Stotland Marketing and South Bay Mommies and Daddies. So we're going to ask you a question that we love to do with takeaways for our audience of moms and small business owners, mompreneurs, fempreneurs, and brands, which is, I want 3 things from you, Laura, and you can think about it during the commercial break. So this is your time to think.
Okay.
We want to know what you as a marketing expert would say are the top 3 most important marketing actions to take as a small business in Los Angeles. This is a tough city, okay? Like, I think if you can survive, the song's about New York, but I think if you can survive here, you can survive anywhere.
LA.
You know what I mean? LA.
Yeah.
So what would you say would be those top 3 most important marketing actions? And then we're putting you on... I'm Ryan Seacrest. Right after this, we're going to get your answers, okay?
The pressure's on.
That's right. We've got Laura Stotland on with us talking marketing for small business with Renee and Kristin. This is the Mom Show. Stay here for more bosses and babies on your hometown station, KHTS.
Do you ever listen, but you're not really paying attention? Sort of like what you're doing to me right now. This is Alex Urbina, your advanced life coach specialist. One of the most frequent questions I hear is, what is a life coach? Well, tune in every Friday at noon to learn the value of having a coach and listen to a live coaching session on the radio. Right here on your hometown station, KHTS.
Your building sign is essential in getting customers to your location. Feathers can help get your business noticed. They walk you through each phase of your building sign project, providing special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will give you a sign you can be proud of. Your building sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Feathers on Soledad in Canyon Country, across from the Edwards Theater. Or go to feathersphoto.com. That's feathersphoto.com.
Hey there, I'm Tori with your hometown station weather. Partly cloudy today with a high of 98 degrees, clear overnight, and a low of 72. More the same most of the week with temperatures almost touching 100. For all that's going on in the Santa Clarita Valley, check us out on social media. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Or download the free app. Or just go to hometownstation.com.
We're inside the Mom Show studios at KHTS, and you're listening to Bosses and Babies. This is a special series with Renee Powers
Hi,
and
guys.
Kristin Cruz. And we're bringing in the experts, mom of 2 and marketing expert Laura Stotland on the phone with us. We put her on the spot and asked for 3 things that we can take away if we are a small business in Los Angeles, tough city to make things happen and grow. There's just so much competition.
So much.
And it's the best of the best.
Yep.
So you're going up against, all the Muhammad Ali's in there. You got to like really rise up and be at your best
Stand
and
out.
on point and stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So from a marketing expert's perspective, what are those maybe 3 things that you can send us off with that LA businesses, small businesses need to understand, need to do?
Sure. So this is a very hard question.
I know.
Clearly, I can come up with many, many things, but I think these are kind of the 3 that I would, as a takeaway. One is build your community. Since we're talking to local business, we're talking about local businesses, right? Building your community. Don't be spammy, whether that in any way that you are. So
No one likes
be a part
spam.
of it. Give back. Be involved. Be involved with your local schools. Be involved with your local whatever. Just give back. Give you. And then in return, people will show up.
Face
Really,
out there.
I like that.
yes,
Yeah.
I really believe that.
That's a good one.
The second thing would be to educate yourself. Keep on top of, there's always going to be a new shiny thing for advertising. Things are always going to shift with digital. There's always going to be a new app, a new platform. You need to, sign up for a couple of marketing emails and making sure that you're staying kind of what's new, what's exciting, and then test and try things. See what works, what doesn't work. don't invest a ton of money here and then you blow it all. Just try new things because everyone's going to be different and what works for them. And then my last thing, which is so incredibly important, and it's amazing how many people aren't doing this. If you are doing anything online, if you have a website, if you are on social media, running social media platforms, I highly recommend consulting with a digital lawyer. This is a lawyer that specializes in online behaviors.
I didn't even know there was such a thing.
I met one. I met one in Vegas when I was at Connect Her. Laura Flippitz. I was at Connect Her, and I met a female, another mom there, and she's a digital lawyer. She was phenomenally smart.
What exactly do they do?
Yeah, sorry.
A digital lawyer can advise you. So there's all kinds of legalities that you need to be aware of when you're online. So for me, with my website, I had somebody write my privacy policies.
That's so smart.
If you're doing anything with influencers or social media people, you want to make sure that you have agreements that kind of spell out what you're doing. But you also want to understand, I've seen a lot of mistakes that businesses are making with pushing out content on their platforms and what is owned and what is not owned by them. You could get in a lot of trouble with copyright if you are sharing content that does not belong to you. So just making sure that you understand the basic digital laws and following those so that you don't find yourself getting into legal problems later on down the road.
All over the Instagram post. One Instagram post gets you in trouble. Don't do it.
Yes.
Crazy?
Yes.
Yeah, don't do it, guys.
All right, digital lawyer. I'm writing it down. Okay. And
and I can send you guys a great one. It's here in Los Angeles. Who's you can post. She's wonderful and can really help with that stuff.
What's her name? Can we allowed to say
her name is Erin Matskin.
Okay.
And she's wonderful, and she wrote all of my legal stuff that I needed for my website. And
okay, we'll add that in.
It's important. It's important to have, and it's important to understand. If you're targeting children, there's the COPA laws. Yep. You want to make sure you're familiar with those. There's just
the Coppolas.
Depending on your business.
I know them. Yeah. I drink their wine. I watch their movies.
Right.
The Coppolas?
Well,
not the Coppolas.
Oh, not the Coppolas.
COPA, COPPA.
COPA.
Yeah. So
wow. Okay.
It's just really important. You don't want to get in trouble.
All right. So Laura,
cover your back.
Cover your back. Cover your backside. We'll help you cover it. It's cool.
Yeah. For sure.
We've got you. Okay, Laura, before we let you go, how we can get a hold of you through South Bay Mommies and Daddies. She's got an amazing group.
Correct.
She's got a marketing group on Facebook that we will put a link to if you are a business in the South Bay, and you will be vetted. There are questions asked to get into the group. So that's how you'll get in. And then Stotland Marketing, is there StotlandMarketing.com that we should put out there?
I will give you the link to the website, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, she's going to give us the link to the website in the description, so make sure that you click on that if you want to hear more from Laura. Now, as we're going out, we have about 60 seconds, but Renee wanted to ask Laura a specific question about video.
What's up with all the videos on social media? Lives and regular videos. People want to see unboxing. They want to see what you're eating. They want to see what you're selling. Is this important?
Yes. I mean, you're only giving me 45 seconds now to answer this. Yes.
Say it all.
Video is very important. You have to, again, listen to the bigger honchos. So when Facebook says video is important, you better believe video is important. And they're going to actually make sure that that content is seen more than any other content that you're putting out there. So people love video. That's why they're going with video. We're going to see it continue to change and grow.
Not the answer you wanted to hear. Not the answer.
So I guess we all have to get away from behind the keyboard and show our faces.
Yeah, and that's why as a marketer, I love being behind the curtain, and this is one that I personally struggle with. I don't like being on the camera, but it's so important, and that's how you're going to reach your audience, for sure.
Oh, man. All right. Okay, you heard it.
Okay, I'm going to listen to her.
Right. Marketing guru Laura Stotland. Gotta do it. I've known her from years in the entertainment industry, working for all the big companies, and now as a mom of two, her business that she has with Stotland Marketing has just helped so many people. So thank you, Laura, for being here on the show and join South Bay Mommies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. South Bay Mommies and Daddies on Facebook if you're in the South Bay. Stay tuned for another Mom Show special edition with Renee Powers and me, Kristin Cruz, Bosses and Babies on your hometown station,
Bye,
KHTS.
guys.